Do you use Instagram a lot? Do you like to follow eccentric people who live like celebrities? Well, then you might have heard of Hushpuppi, an absolute show-off. His posts were a window to his luxurious life. There's a little bit of everything. Fast cars like Ferraris and Maybachs, crates and crates of champagne at top-class nightclubs, bags from luxury brands like Gucci, Fendi, and Louis Vuitton, $150,000 diamond wristwatches, designer clothes, private jets, parties with celebrities, sportsmen, and politicians, you name it! This guy spent lots and lots of money and likes to boast about it while also inspiring and motivating his followers to pursue the greatness he has achieved. He calls himself an influencer, a real estate developer, an entrepreneur, and international man of success. But what if I told you he's being charged with wire fraud, money laundering, and being part of internet scams? Join us to find out what's the deal. But before we start, leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss any of our videos. The origins. Not much is known about Hushpuppi's past. He was born Ramon Olorunwa Abbas on October 11, 1982, in Lagos State, Nigeria. His father was a cab driver, and his mother used to sell bread by the road. Hushpuppi prided himself on his humble beginnings. According to a friend, he studied at Government College, Ikorodu, Lagos State, where he obtained his secondary school diploma. Some platforms also claim he used to sell secondhand clothes on the streets, or that he washed cars. The focal point of his history, however, was the moment when he started to gravitate towards the seedy underworld of scamming. Feeling abandoned by the system, as a bunch of other young men who grew up in poverty, he learned about Yahoo, a moniker widely used for a number of internet frauds named after the once sole web provider in Nigeria in the 2000s. This would be his way out of the slums of Lagos. The modus operandi and rising as a Yahoo-boy. According to Femi Owolabi, a journalist at The Cable, the most common format of internet fraud at the time involved sending emails and requesting money for help to people in the States with the invented story of being a stranded American soldier in Africa. Abbas learned the ways, fueled by his appetite for luxury, and gained recognition among his peers at a very fast pace starting in the 2010s. Shortly after, he went to South Africa and met people who showed him how to perfect his skills. He would start posting pictures of the things he bought with the money he made with his first big score. A Rolex, for example. His Instagram page with the name Hushpuppi goes as far back as late 2012, and the post would grow more and more ostentatious over time. Sometime around 2014, his dreams lured him out of Lagos to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, following the exodus of Yahoo boys, making bigger and bigger scams along the way. Becoming an influencer, Abbas had a growing network. He was slowly becoming a ringleader. Now on his feet in Malaysia, he revitalized his Instagram page. He became the Hushpuppi we know today, showing confidence, slyness, and ambition. He started to get thousands of likes per post, and each caption reflected his sense of prosperity, wealth, and wisdom. He also started to include mini lectures about how far he'd come, how people should be living their best life and becoming the best version of themselves to reach success. He was seeking an audience, and apparently most people didn't even care that he never explained how he got the large amount of money he had. Evan Ratliff of Bloomberg points out that in January 2015, the Versace store in Kuala Lumpur presented Hushpuppi and a friend, Samson Oyekunle, with gifts celebrating their status as the best customers of 2014. Naturally, they would document the moment in their Instagram pages. Oyekunle would later be charged, arrested, and put in prison for participating in multiple business email compromise frauds after relocating to Houston. And this might give you an idea of what is to come. Moving to Dubai and first beefs. After moving to the Emirates, Hushpuppi's fortune started to grow even more. He invested in the company of fellow influencer Momfa, whose real name is Ismaila Mustafa. In late 2016, the pair's names were featured in a song by Nigerian musician Nice called Living Things. The song in question celebrates their brand of opulent living. But as Hushpuppi's fame grew and grew, so did the online beefs, which is a fail-safe way for the world's influencers to expand their followings. First, he got into a beef with pop star Davido, who Abbas claimed had failed to pay his tab at a Lagos nightclub. Then, he became a subject of a 2017 song, Telly Person, by Nigerian singer Tamea, featuring Olamide and Fino, with whom he had a long-running feud. It started with Hushpuppi accusing them of wearing fake luxury watches, and things escalated from there, with his wealth being the main recurring theme of the back and forth. Singer KC called him out for not having any credibility, nor a known source of income. You'd think that would be something most people would notice, right? Losing friends, but gaining followers. Eventually, the beefs ended up consuming his friendship with Momfa, who gave him a place to stay when he got to Dubai, and even sponsored his visa. Momfa accused Hushpuppi of using his personal account for fraudulent acts that would end up sending him to jail, and told him to stop living a fake life on social media. Hushpuppi would end up accusing his former friend Momfa of helping Nigerian politicians to launder money. As the events went on, Hushpuppi was becoming an aspirational figure to millions of people, almost reaching full-blown celebrity status. He became a symbol of opulence and consumption, and he was not going to apologize for that. In May of 2017, after bathing in a hot tub and enjoying a glass of wine in the stunning Isle of Santorini, Greece, he posted, "I represent every underprivileged kid of the world, and especially of Nigeria, and of Lagos, and of Bariga, and of Oworonsoki." He didn't lose all his friends, though. Apart from all the celebrity feuds, it seems Hushpuppi had a soft spot for his childhood friend Pac. A plumber by trade, Pac had been very close to him since they were teens. Hushpuppi supported him after he lost his job in Nigeria and recommended him to move to the United Arab Emirates. Soon, Pac was living in Hushpuppi's 4-bedroom penthouse at the Palazzo Versace, showing up as his wingman in many different posts. Bad friend or not, Hushpuppi was rapidly entering the stratospheric consumption of the super rich, and many brands were taking note of this, of course. People love rags to riches stories, and a story about someone that went from the poorest neighborhoods of Lagos to being a VIP guest of Louis Vuitton, all expenses paid, while staying at the Ritz Paris for Fashion Week is certainly one of them. Stories lavished perks on Hushpuppi and his friends, and it didn't seem like his lavish life of luxury would ever come to an end. Can no longer maintain the scheme. But as expected from this kind of story, it all started to tumble down. Like the saying goes, everything that goes up must come down. The US government started to take note of Hushpuppi's wealthy antics and looked closely as their suspicion was on the rise. By January 2019, the government alleged that Abbas received a message from a guy that went by G. Backwood, but whose real name was Alamari. He acted as an online money mover in Ontario, Canada, and he'd helped to cash out BEC scams for many years. Hushpuppi and Alamari communicated on Snapchat, and in the early days of February of 2019, Alamari told Abbas that he needed a pair of bank accounts in Europe able to receive around $6.1 million each without attracting any attention. The payouts would be coming from the Bank of Valletta PLC in Malta. Abbas recommended a Romanian bank, giving detailed information and assuring that it could handle large amounts. On February 13th, the scheme unraveled, with the Bank of Valletta having discovered that hackers had moved €13 million out the door, shut their whole electronic system, and tried to claw back the money. The bank would later say it had recovered most of it. This even hit the news. Guys like Hush never learn. One would think that with so many years of experience scamming and money laundering, someone like Hushpuppi would be more cautious, but turns out he wasn't. The number he used to communicate with Alabari was his main one, linked to his email and social media accounts. The other two were also easily traceable. It seemed that he forgot the basics of operational security. After the February scare, the jobs also kept coming. In April of 2019, Alamari prepared another big haul, $300 million in total, this time from the UK. His associates had penetrated an organization and would be swapping in bank account details for weekly installments on a €100 million, $142 million contract. He told Hush that the money would be coming from an English Premier League soccer team, we are not sure which one, and a €200 million job in Scotland. After Abbas provided Alamari with the account he would use to receive the payments, a Mexican one, Alamari discovered that the UK banks were refusing to pay into it. They were cleaning up. By Hushpuppi's birthday that year, he and others, including Alamari, had committed a BEC scheme that defrauded a client of a New York-based law firm out of approximately $922,857. But as soon as the money came in, Alamari disappeared into the hands of the FBI. Your time is running out. Alamari being caught by the FBI was just the beginning. The day after his birthday, his former friend Momfo would also be arrested, this time by agents of Nigeria's Financial Crime Police, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, while getting to an airport. He was charged with fraud and money laundering. With the start of the pandemic, Hushpuppi continued to push his brand of consumptive positivity, posting pictures of himself taking bubble baths in his hot tub and carrying Gucci bags onto a private jet. In May 2020, however, Hush was fully in the grip of the FBI's high-tech organized crime squad. The FBI had been working with the UAE authorities for many months now to surveil Hush and his associates, and after analyzing Alamari's devices since his arrest, they managed to uncover the links to many links to his phones and accounts. Facing the music. The end was inevitable, but Hush was unaware of this completely. Sometime between midnight and 1 a.m. on Monday, June 8, 2020, his apartment at the Palazzo Versace was raided in an operation codenamed Fox Hunt 2. He was arrested alongside 11 others in 6 simultaneous raids, as announced by the Dubai police. Detectives seized more than $40 million cash, 47 phones, 21 laptops, $7 million worth of cars, 15 memory storage devices, 5 external hard drives, and 800,000 emails of potential victims alongside suitcases full of cash. The FBI already knew that Hushpuppi was a key player in a transnational cybercrime network that provided safe havens for stolen money around the world. Abbas was flown to Chicago, in the United States, and after a preliminary hearing, was transferred to Los Angeles to face multiple charges of money laundering and wire fraud. In the initial hearings, his lawyer said that his client was not a criminal and had made his money legitimately, but in January 2021, they would part ways citing irreconcilable disagreements regarding the theory of defense. Abbas would replace him with an LA-based attorney that preferred not to comment on the case. I am guilty, Your Honor. New lawyer Gal Pazetsky requested a bail for Abbas and the chance to stay with his girlfriend's uncle in Homewood, Illinois, but was denied on the grounds that presented a risk of non-appearance for the trial. At the detention hearing, Pazetsky told the court that Abbas would not pose a threat because if he did, he would lose all of his credibility online. He also added, he is loved and respected. He is a celebrity. He would not want to ruin his credibility and status rather than stay here and face these allegations. Since he got caught and moved from Dubai to the US, Abbas kept his allegations of innocence by saying that he was an actual entrepreneur, that he was promoting brands and so on. But after a year awaiting trial, on July 28, 2021, Hushpuppi pled guilty to money laundering and is facing up to 15 years in federal prison, after which he will be deported to his home country, Nigeria. So much for being innocent, huh? So, what do you think? Did you know about Hushpuppi? Would you expect something like this from an influencer who was always talking about how everyone could strike it rich if only they worked hard? What example do you think he's setting for his young, impressionable audience? Feel free to write your comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We will be uploading more interesting videos in the future.